bases loaded, killing, I'm on the road, cause I'm in my zone, everything's a go, destiny's mine, I feel it in my bones, cause I'm in my rocket, 3, 2, 1, I'ma fly away, I'ma blast off, cause I'm in my rocket.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Core 187. You already know what it is. Like I told you, it's a Friday, so we're going to get into the review of the Clipse. Let God sort them out. First of all, right? The review. I'm going to just do the review. I'm going to break down each song because, like, I'm going through these verses like therapy, bro. Like, because there's a lot here, right? I'm just going to go off the review of the album, for itself. First of all, the intro, wow. Like, it threw me off a little bit because of the piano being played in the background. But then, like, I listened more into the lyric situation where Pusha was talking and how he was kind of, like, talking to his mom and the things like that, what happened. I'm not trying to speak any spoilers. How he was speaking, it was just, like, I felt that. Honestly, I have to thank Pusha because it made me kind of like realize like I need to put more time, as far as, speaking to my mom and stuff like that. Really, like, it really put something in perspective for me. So, like, shout out to Pusha for how he said that, how he addressed that, and even just the hook behind it. It just, everything about it was fire. No Malice comes in, he speaks his piece. I'm just going to do a quick review. I'm going to break down each song. I don't want to talk about it too much. But No Malice. Wow. Know what I'm saying? So it comes off with that. I heard Chains and Whips. I've been listening to Chains and Whips because it was kind of already pre-leaked. So, that's another thing. That was another song. Throughout of it, everything was a transition. I could say POV, the Mike Tyson track, super fire. The EBT, it's something, it's because a lot of this stuff is abbreviated, but yo, fire. My favorite right now, I love the whole album. Like, I don't know, y'all need to go ahead and go listen to that. It's a classic. If you know, you know. Know what I'm saying? Like, if you know, and that's a push. If you know, you know. Right? But, like, the fact that the stuff that they were saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like, one of my favorite bars that Push said, it was on FICO, right? FICO's fire. FICO's fire, right? How you have dudes you can't trust with a piece where the mouth go, know what I'm saying? And you try to love whatever the case may be, like that they realize you couldn't, they didn't love you. Like, that whole bar was super crazy. Know what I'm saying? Then after that, the bar that on FICO again, where No Malice was talking about the DMV baseline, right? And then, like, pretty much, like, K-Nice could sniff out a crumb. Oh, my gosh. And then his joint was, like, for him was, like, a number line on the DMV, so it was register 1. Like, what? Yo, fire. Super fire. 3 to 9, dumb diddy dumb. I don't know what that, like, I feel like that was a double entendre. Like, you 3 to 9 driving on the steering wheel. But that's like I felt like that was clock communicated, like certain things what could possibly happen. Like, that's what kind of like gave me that type of thought process on FICO. FICO is like one of my favorites. Like, I love FICO. Tyler the Creator on this. Yo, if you haven't heard the bars from Tyler the Creator on this, yo, I ain't gonna lie. I see what Pusha was talking about. If Clipse needed a third member, it's Tyler. 110%. Yo, he had this bar when he said I'm pushing bass and it's the color of a mosh pit. What? Like the t-shirt? What? Yo, fire. Super fire. If you have not heard this, know what I'm saying? Yo, go listen to the record, bro. Go listen to the record. I'm not even holding you. If you did not listen to this record, and like, this ain't for your pop sound. This ain't for none of that. If you here to get educated and just listen to somebody's story and how they break it down in puzzles to where you got to go back and be like, okay, because there's certain parts I didn't understand. And I had to like kind of like ask other people, and I'm still listening to the album. Like, this is only a one take. I just listened to the whole album like just now, right? So I know I gotta listen to this album like at least 5 or 10 times. There's no way. And I'm just not a type of person that try to stream it and get it off Google. I like to have my own insight and my own thought hypothesis of what I feel, what I got out of it, and then I can implement those other things. You know what I mean? But overall, the production was good. Shout out to Pharrell. You did a fantastic job. Kid Capri is on there. If you know, you know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think he's in the, like, last 2 songs. You know what I mean? Nas did his thing. Nas did his thing, but I'll be honest. Pusha had it. There was just, I'm sorry. Pusha had it. And if I have to really say who really had the best bars, I don't know. Like, honestly, I feel like it was an even score between Push and No Malice, 110%. Because Pusha had this one bar, I forgot what song it was, and like I said, this is just a quick review of what I've heard. But it's a part where he's talking about, it's like he's talking about a baby, how it got aborted in certain cases. But I don't think personally it was about the baby situation. Because then he was like, when it comes to, like, the baby getting moved, it was like a baby drug scheme. And like, when I heard it, I was like, and it took me like 10 times. I rewinded that same verse like 10, 20, that one part like 10, 20 times. Because I was like, I didn't know what he meant. I'm like, yo, what's he talking about? I know, okay, so the moving the baby, okay, all right. And I caught all of it together. You know what I mean? And I was like, wow, like that bar to me was nuclear, because like, it didn't register to me right away. Like, it was like I caught the outer layer, but I didn't catch the impact until like 20 times. So after that, I was like, oh, that's what he meant. Like, that was fire. Know what I'm saying? Like, I had to rethink that piece over and over and over and over again. But that was fire. But then right after that, Malice comes in, and he's just like saying these bars, and I'm just like, yo, like, nah, yo. No Malice? Nah, son. Yo, crazy. Super crazy. I give this album off the rip. It's a classic, bro. It's a classic. If you into battle rap, if you into like real lyricism, not just trying to give you a jingle for you to just, dance to it, ain't one of those. Know what I'm saying? This is more like, this is textbook. This is study. This is something you got to analyze. This is something that you got to realize. This is not just one-sided. It's just not double-sided. It's triple entendres and it's quadruple entendres in certain parts of some of these songs. And if you know, you know. I'm sorry, I got to keep saying that, but when I listen to this album, it gives me that if you know, you know, but like on a higher scale. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, it shows certain cases, like, through the grace of God, they got through with certain things. There's a part where No Malice talks about a situation in one of the songs where, like, he sits there and goes about the prison, right? And he was like, he sees his reflection, like his image. That bar, son, that bar was crazy. That bar was nuts. Know what I'm saying? So it was just like, nah, this ain't one of those. Know what I'm saying? If you looking for a jingle and it's just like, I don't know what he's saying, because you're not listening. You really not listening. This is a work of art. Like, this is really a work of art. Like, this is not something you just, like, you have to sit down. I love that this is back. This is like, and if you know, you know. If you from that cloth, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's just like battle rap, but take the battle rap out of the situation. This is like if you was raised at a certain part of the generation where you had to sit down on your bed, know what I'm saying? And the song is playing and you really got to be like, yo, rewind that back. This is like literally, you got to rewind. Like, if this was a tape cassette, you had to rewind until that tape popped, or you had to make a double. Know what I'm saying? And just to get the double of the situation, because you knew for a fact this, you know what I'm saying, unless you had a CD, or unless you had a vinyl record. But this is like my era of like having a cassette tape and literally having to say, okay, let me go back and let me rewind this part. What did he say? And then really have to write it out and then pre-think what the situation is. Like, I love this. This is like something that was highly needed. So I'm sitting there listening to these bars. I'm like, yo, yo, this is aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like so in awe about these bars. And No Malice, bro, y'all two, nah, y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. And honestly, yeah, I mean, Tyler been had bars. If you listen to his freestyle, not too long ago, what he did off the Kendrick Lamar joint, you could just tell, like, Tyler's always been a beast. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, what he has now, like, what he's doing, like, these bars are, like, crazy. Like, crazy. The whole, you get a couple of zeros, you could turn to this person, or you could be the dancing Negro. Yo, you gotta listen to this album. This album is fire. Like, 9 times out of like, this album's a classic. Like, this album is not like, this album is great. It's like they cooking, they showing you, but if you don't get it, like, and don't get me wrong, like, the lyrics over time, they grow within the album, and like, the more you listen to it, it grows within the album. Know what I'm saying? But over time, like, if you're a person that can't see that and you wasn't raised with that, you wouldn't know. So if I was y'all, shout out to all the newcomers, shout out to people who probably heard, the generation, you know what I'm saying, that I'm from, of how music was, like, interpreted at one point. Yes, you had to sit down. You just didn't just listen to an album and get a couple of singles off and that was it. No, you listened to a whole full album of work and you appreciated. If it was good, it was good. If it was bad, it was bad. 110%. You know what I mean? But like, you would sit there and literally sit on a bed, couch. You at your homie's crib. I don't do a lot of the things that I used to do. I'm a saved man, you know what I'm saying? So I'm only doing it for the competition and the sport of hip-hop. So I want to put that out there too, right? So boom, I'm sitting, you be that person that sit there and your friends, y'all sit down and you just literally, you just listen to the lyrics. Like, you listen to everything goes together. But when you listen to the wordplay, it's like, wow, this is, how you say that? Like, there's a part where it felt like it was a spin. Like, there was a situation where, like, they rap and they spitting their bars, and you thinking that they gonna get to the point. Like, Pusha, he gets you to the point, but it's like he reversed it on you and then brought it back in a different way. It wasn't like in full form. Like, you didn't see it coming there. It was like he was telling you pieces in between it. And if you caught those pieces, it's like, yo, that's fire. He did that a couple of times. So did No Malice. You know what I mean? Like, nah, man. This album's a classic. Album is a classic. Album is a classic. And I'm be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna be 100. Shout out to the people that was in the feature. Shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to Nas. Shout out to Soul Something. My bad. You know what I'm saying? If I chopped your name up, I apologize. But you did your thing. That hook was retarded. The Inside Out with the whole Michael Jackson and like leave you inside. Yo, that was crazy. That whole song is stupid. You know what I'm saying? But yo, straight up, super dope album, fire. And like I was saying before, I'll be honest with you, they even need the features. They ain't even need it. Them and Pharrell just doing their thing could have just been the whole album, and it still would have been great. I'm just being honest. Like it was like icing on the cake. Like they already made the cake. They already made everything. Everything was already fire. Just adding these pieces. Like, oh, okay, it's cool. Like Kendrick did his thing, Nas did his thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking it, but if I had to be honest, like, because it was such a great album, they didn't even need nobody. Like, it's just that great. It's just that great. I don't know what else to tell you. I can't say nothing else about it. Like, this album is like, I feel good. Like, last year we got GNX. Well, the year before we got GNX, and now we got this album. Like, I love hearing real content, and it's really coming from the soul. Them talking about their parents, like, and how they spoke on it. It really make you leave there. It also make you think, like, yo, if you still got your parents, you know what I'm saying? And if you having a bad situation and you're not connected, yeah, y'all may not see eye to eye, but you still tell that person you love them because you don't know when their last days are. And that, to me, was just like, man. And then the fact after they left is just like the things that they were saying and how, like, the father still, the password was his son's name, like, like, yo, what? And this is my first take, and I caught all of that. Like, literally, I didn't skim through. I did a couple of, rewinds on certain bars. But, like, I still remember, like, it's still fresh in my mind. I'm going to go back and listen to this album again because it's just a quick review. But, dude, if you have not listened to this album, I suggest you go ahead and listen to Clipse Lord Sort 'Em Out. Because I ain't gonna lie, I've been watching the Clipse for a minute, so I knew for a fact when I saw No Malice come back, and he was doing like a couple of shows with his brother, and I saw it on YouTube, like they were doing a couple of things, whatever the case may be. I was just like, okay. And I know recently, I didn't know the pops passed. I knew that the mother just recently passed. I don't know if it was in the tabloids. I don't remember the situation, but I knew from that point on, like, I don't know. I started seeing No Malice and stuff like that with Pusha. And I'm like, okay, they got to be working on something because he's showing his face again. This was like years ago. So I'm just like, all right, cool. And I feel like there was a lot that needed to be spoken about. And the fact that they opened up and said and talked about their personal life, which they didn't have to, but the way how they did it was like, man, like no disrespect. No, it's not even disrespect. I see why Pharrell said, yo, don't let the energy go away. He wanted to keep y'all in that moment. I get it because it was such an emotional thing. Like, and it's good to see. You know what I'm saying? It's really good to see. Like, yeah, we this, we that, but we also have these things too. We're human just like you. Like, we go through loss and all of that. So, like, I appreciate the album. Love the album. I know I'm just ranting at this point, but it feels good to have records like this still exist. And I see what they meant by that, where people just having full expression and know how to talk it and walk you through it, and you're not like trying to figure out. And honestly, that's the type of mode that I do, because I literally like to tell a story. I just don't like giving you bars. I want to give you bars. I can't do what they do because they do what they do. But give you bars, give you a story, and give you a full layout of where it's coming from and where they're going to, and what they're appreciative of and what they're surpassing, even though I think that Pusha is still in it in certain cases. Not saying the whole thing of, their past, just having that sense of mindset. As far as No Malice, like transitioning, being more with God, the whole 9 yards, which I love, and just playing the sport for just it being the sport, and not literally glorifying what he's done, but literally saying, this is where I came from and this is how I used to think. The hieroglyphic situation scheme was for, oh man, I could go on and on. I know it's supposed to be a quick review, but this is great. This is super great. I love everything about it. So if I was y'all, go ahead and go check out that Clipse Lord Sort 'Em Out. It's definitely a go-getter. Definitely go listen to it. I'm definitely buying the vinyl. I'm definitely supporting the shirt. Definitely going ahead and doing that. That is a classic. And if you don't know, and if you just into some pop, whatever, jingle, whatever, this ain't for you. But if I was you and you really want to be educated in the whole thing of hip-hop and what hip-hop represents, you know what I mean? Like this is what this is. Like, this brings me back, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, spray cans, you know what I mean? Like, and just like literally on the block, like this what this feel like. If you know, you know. I keep saying that, but it's the truth. If you know, you know. This is a great record, yo. 110%. And that's all I can say about that. So I appreciate y'all listening to me, but this ain't even about me. The Clipse got an album out today. You need to go ahead and listen to that. If you're into bars, you're into story, you're into understanding somebody, and you don't understand them, but you got to analyze it and really go and do your history and do your research of where these certain bars come from to get your own perspective, go ahead and do that, because that's what makes this album so great. Shout out to the Clipse. Shout out to Pusha T. Shout out to No Malice. Shout out to Pharrell. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to Nas. Shout out to Tyler, the Creator. Shout out to Soul Edge. I think it's Soul Edge. Pardon me if I'm wrong. And Abliv, I believe Abliv was on there too. Know what I'm saying? I think Abliv, Absol. I may be wrong. I'm sorry. But like, you know what I'm saying? I know Absol. Maybe Abliv. But like, yo, super fire. Super fire. Super fire. I'll let y'all. Peace.
Right or wrong, I'm singing this song